Well, this is Michael DeVille coming to you from beautiful Phoenix, Arizona. It is May 5th, 2021. 2 days ago, I did a video saying I just got back from Mexico. And while I was there, I was talking to the guests. We discussed finances because that's what we do. I mean, that's my work. And I mentioned real estate, and I had a few of them say, "Oh, yeah, I've had a bad experience with tenants." Well, once I mentioned it, I got a lot of comments, a lot of thoughts. So we want to talk about that today. We also have a couple other things we want to talk about. One of the concerns we have is that when you buy a property, you need to know why you're buying the property. We don't ever buy a property just because we can. We have a process here. This is a business we run. This is an investment, and you need to do this. Just because you can buy the property doesn't mean you should. The property needs to give you cash flow, and it needs to do capital gains. It has to be appropriately priced, and it has to fit into your portfolio. It's a business. You don't buy everything that comes along. Now, in talking with the people that were having problems, I said, "How did you decide you're going to take the tenant that you had trouble with?" They said, "Well, they were really, really nice people. I had a really good feeling about them." I said, "Well, did you check their credit? Did you call on their job?" "Well, no, I didn't really feel like I needed to do that because I had this really good gut feeling." Well, you're asking for trouble when you do that. This is a business that we run, an absolute total business. You are absolutely positively allowed to check their credit. Now, you have to get their credit approval. You have to get their authorization to do this, but there's no reason you can't check their credit. There's no reason that you can't call their previous landlord or call where they're working, just to make sure they've got a job. You can ask them to bring in pay stubs so that you can make sure if they're getting paid. The bank would do that if you wanted to get a car loan. What happens if you get a car loan and you quit making the payments? They come and take the car, and you don't get another car. They're not going to give you another loan because it's going to go against your credit. Same way if you buy a house and you don't make payments, they come and foreclose it. Which means if you don't pay the rent, you need to be foreclosed and evicted. And this is what we're going to move into right here, because I want to talk about this because this is really good news. Today, May 5th, 2021, the CDC was found to have overstepped its bounds in doing a moratorium on eviction. And the Alabama Association of Realtors sued the United States Department of Health and Human Services, and a DC federal judge ordered that eviction vacated, so that we're back in control of our properties again. Now, this isn't something we want to do. We don't want to evict tenants. Your banks don't want to foreclose on properties. It's not good business, but there is a process. And as a landlord, as an investor, even as a bank, the bank wants to make sure that they can protect their investment. This is just part of the process. Now, let me just go through this. So with the CDC eviction moratorium overturned, means we're back to business. And in my personal portfolio, we do a full, thorough check of who the tenants are going to be, because we fully expect these tenants to be with us 5 years, but they could be with us 10, 15 years. Almost everyone is with us for 3, more closely like 5. So these people are going to be with us for a very good long time. And we have a covenant with them. We provide a very good piece of property, take care of it, repair it on time, and they pay the rent. And for that, our property becomes their home. They set down roots and they raise their families. This is a very, very good symbiotic relationship. This is how that works. They pay their rent. We provide them a good property. Something breaks, we repair it. That's what we do. If they don't do that, here in Arizona, it is very, very straightforward. In less than 30 days in Arizona, you can have a tenant out. So my personal properties, do the first, late the second. The second, we do a process service. They have 5 days with which to cure it, and then we go to court. And within 15, 20 days, we're in court, and they're out by the end of the month, and we start the process over again. Now, this happens very, very seldom. Very seldom will we do this, but it's part of the process. So if they're not going to pay your rent, you need to get them out as soon as you possibly can to mitigate your losses. You just have to say, I made a mistake. Now, I use property managers. They are professional. They too can make mistakes. Typically, what happens is something happens with the tenant. They're not the same person that you put in 3 years ago. They've lost their job. They're getting divorced. They've had health issues or sickness. Something has happened to them, and something has changed. And we have a process. We always try and work with our tenants to try and cure the process. But if they can't make their payments, then they need to move on, because it's not good for them to stay where they're at. They need to, go mitigate their problems and get back into the marketplace when they finished. If you're going to do this yourself, then you really need to immerse yourself in the process. The rules are very, very straightforward. It's easy to do. Again, you can do this yourself, but it's a business. You need to come up with a policy and maintain that policy for absolutely everyone. And I would recommend that you come up with a minimum credit score. And if you go below that credit score, then you need to say, I'm sorry, but you don't qualify, and move on, because it is a business. Which leads me back to the people I was talking to on the beach. You need to buy my book. This is a business. We're going to put out $300,000, $350,000, and it's a business. We have a very strong investment. We have a good investment, and we want to take care of it. We want to make sure that we're doing all the right things. Now, I'm going to tell you, these 2 books are going to help you with that. The Real Estate Investing for Beginners really outlines all the problems. It's going to give you some really strong ideas as to where to go and what to do. And if you have any questions, you're welcome to reach me at michael@michaeldeville.com. We'll help you. But I would talk to your spouse, talk to your financial advisor. And you can always come talk to us if you need to. We are very, very good at what we do. Now, this is a business. Treat it like a business. The cash flow that we're earning is spectacular. Business is absolutely great. Our properties are getting cash flow and capital gains. You can do that too. So if I can help in any way, I'm here in Phoenix. My best to you. Bye-bye now.